Welcome to Bakemas Day 8. Today we are making tons of cookies. Tons of cookies? I will be making tons of cookies if I make all of the mixes I've made. We are making tons of chocolate cookie mix. And just a warning, don't wear white for this one. First and foremost, get yourself a quart-sized jar or container. Set that aside after you've washed and dried it. We are going to need 2 cups of all-purpose flour. To that, I'm going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda. Whisk those together. Once you have those whisked together, we're going to put all of our flour into our jar. A canning funnel would be super handy, but you can make a makeshift one using foil or parchment paper. And I'm going to take my 1/4 cup measuring spoon and just press my flour down as much as I can, get out as much air as I can, and make room for the rest of the ingredients that we're going to put on top. Once you've packed down your flour, give your jar a little shake to even out that layer. Now it's time for our chocolates. So this recipe calls for 3 cocoa powders, and I didn't even know the last one existed. But it calls for milk cocoa powder, so I think that's your basic cocoa powder. I have cacao powder just because that's what I have in my house right now. Hershey's Special Dark cocoa powder. And then lastly, they call for black cocoa powder, which I've never heard of, but this recipe came from the Bake That YouTube channel, and she included a link to it from Amazon. So I will also leave that link down below if you are interested. So in total, there's 9 tablespoons of cocoa powder. There's supposed to be 3 milk, 3 dark, and 3 black. But I've just made up the difference between these 2, and we're going to add those together and give them a whisk. But I'm going to add my own special ingredient. I'm going to add about a 1/4 teaspoon of instant espresso powder, and it's not a whole lot, but coffee or espresso helps bring out the chocolate flavor in desserts. So whisk together your chocolate and your coffee powder if you want, and we are going to put that on top of our flour. We're going to shake that level, and cocoa powder will pack down. So I'm going to give it a little bit of a pack and scrape off any cocoa that has clung to the sides of the jar. And then shake that down into its layer. Next up, we're going to add 1 cup of white sugar. Shake that level. This is why we kind of scrape down the cocoa. I didn't do the best job, but that's okay. We'll just look at this side. And lastly, we're going to add a 1/2 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. And shake those level. There you have it. Tons of chocolate cookie mix. Get your lid on. We're going to pick a gift tag. I'm going with the letters to Santa. I'm going to place a bow on there. And there you go, ready for your gift recipient. Almost. So Bake That was kind enough to give us printable recipe instructions for our gift recipient. So I will leave the link to those down below in the description, along with the instructions for you to construct your gift in a jar. If you would gift this mix to someone, go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. If you would like to see the rest of Bakemas 2022, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and that bell so that you're notified when I put out the rest of the Bakemas 2022 episodes. And if you haven't watched the first 7 Bakemas episodes, go ahead and click on the playlist on screen, and I will see you guys there.